Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into something huge, a force that's, well, it's fundamentally reshaping how we all work and live. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, AI. It's gone from, niche academic talk to being right at the heart of business strategy, pretty much everywhere.
Absolutely. So our deep dive today is going to unpack AI's influence. We'll look at four key areas: customer experience, innovation, market competitiveness, and of course, the costs.
And the human side, too, that's crucial.
Right, the human considerations.
And really, our mission here for you listening in is to give you a kind of shortcut, a way to get properly informed about how AI is shifting the business world.
So you can understand what it means for your own professional growth, maybe have that aha moment about just how fast this is all moving.
Exactly.
Okay, let's start with something really visible then. How is AI changing the way companies connect with us, transforming that whole customer experience thing?
Well, it used to be sort of a nice to have, didn't it? Now it's absolutely core strategy.
True.
What's really changing things is how AI lets businesses go beyond those generic one-size-fits-all messages. We're talking hyper-personalized experiences.
At scale, too.
At a massive scale.
Right.
Unimaginable before, really. It uses big data, looks at behavior, machine learning, all to sort of anticipate what you need and tailor things in real time.
It's almost like companies can read your mind, in a way. Think about Spotify or Netflix.
Oh, perfect examples.
They're AI recommendation engines. They're constantly learning from what you listen to, what you watch. They suggest that next show you'll love or build you that Discover Weekly playlist.
Yeah, and it turns you from just passively consuming stuff into being really engaged. It feels personal.
Exactly. And the payoff. More engagement, people stick around longer, you feel a stronger connection to the brand.
It's definitely not just for entertainment. You see retailers, banks, even healthcare using AI now.
How so?
Well, to give you personalized product ideas or maybe relevant articles to read or financial advice that actually fits your situation. Every interaction becomes, more valuable. Tailored.
Okay, so AI helps companies know us better. Personalization. Got it. But what about when we actually need to talk to them? Customer service interaction.
Yeah, that's another huge shift. Those AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants, they're way past just handling basic FAQs now.
Right, they seem much smarter.
They can handle complex questions, start transactions for you, even pick up on if you're getting frustrated, using sentiment analysis, basically.
Sentiment analysis, like figuring out your mood from your text or voice.
Exactly. Your tone, your emotion. Look at Bank of America's Erica. That virtual assistant handles millions of requests every month.
Wow. Doing what?
Helping people check balances, move money, understand their credit reports, stuff like that. It gives quick, accurate help.
Which must take a massive load off their human call centers.
Huge load reduction. And it improves the speed, the quality of service overall.
And you see this in other places too, right? Like airlines, online shopping.
Oh yeah. AI agents make things smoother. They're consistent, they can scale up easily, and they're available 24/7. But the sentiment analysis piece you mentioned, that's really interesting.
Tell me more about that, the feedback loops.
Right, so natural language processing, NLP, lets companies analyze emotion, tone, urgency, intent.
Across all sorts of platforms, email, chat, social media.
Reviews, you name it. And what's really powerful is how this creates real-time feedback loops.
Meaning,
if they see a trend of people getting annoyed about a certain product feature in chat logs, the product team can know almost instantly and prioritize fixing it.
Okay, so it's immediate insight.
Exactly. Or if positive feedback surges after they change a policy, they know it worked. This data also helps them tweak their messages and offers.
So if I sound frustrated, the next interaction might be framed differently, more empathy.
Precisely. Maybe a proactive solution offered makes the engagement feel much more dynamic, almost human.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it shows how deeply embedded AI is becoming in customer experience. From voice assistants to even AI helping train human agents on empathy.
But there are challenges, I imagine.
Oh, definitely. The material points this out. The big challenge is using this power ethically, strategically, and always keeping the human element central.
A really powerful shift indeed. Okay, but here's where, for me, it gets really exciting. AI isn't just making current stuff better, it's changing how businesses actually innovate.
Ah, yes. Creativity, R&D.
It's becoming like a strategic partner in coming up with new ideas, designing things, doing research.
That's absolutely right. The material we looked at really highlights how AI is speeding up product development cycles like crazy.
And boosting human creativity, too, not just replacing it.
Exactly.
Uh,
And enabling discoveries that, frankly, seemed impossible just a few years ago.
okay, let's break that down. Product development, traditionally it takes ages, cost a fortune, right?
Right. Very time-consuming, very resource-intensive.
But AI is shortening that cycle. How's that?
Through things like advanced simulations, predictive modeling, real-time testing. Think about Tesla.
Okay, there's software updates.
Yeah, exactly. They use AI and real-time data to constantly improve their cars after they're sold. Over-the-air updates for things like autonomous driving, battery efficiency.
It's like the car's always evolving. That sets a whole new standard for engineering, doesn't it?
It really does. Agile engineering at its peak. And you see similar things beyond cars, aerospace, electronics, even fashion.
Fashion, how?
Using AI to simulate how a garment might fit or wear or how a material behaves before they even make a physical sample.
Wow, so less trial and error.
Massively reduces time to market, cuts design costs. It's a huge efficiency jump. Changes the whole timeline for innovation.
And you mentioned creativity. How is AI amplifying creativity? I think some people worry it's going to replace artists or writers.
That's a common concern, but the material suggests it's more about augmentation. AI tools are becoming like co-creators.
Co-creators, like working alongside humans.
Yeah. In design, music, advertising, content creation. Think about platforms like OpenAI's GPT-4 or Adobe Firefly, Google's Deep Dream.
Right, those generative AI tools.
They help creatives brainstorm, test out ideas, generate original content much faster and at a larger scale. Coca-Cola, for example, used AI to create loads of localized, culturally relevant ads for different global markets.
Cutting down the time it takes.
Cut creative cycles from weeks down to days, all while keeping the brand consistent.
That's impressive.
And you see graphic designers using AI to help with layout options, musicians using it to spark ideas for new melodies. It's about intelligent collaboration, human vision plus machine precision.
Okay, and what about those really research-heavy industries? Pharma? Biotech?
Yes, R&D. AI is opening up completely new possibilities there.
How so?
By analyzing enormous, incredibly complex data sets way faster than humans ever could, identifying patterns, correlations, forming hypotheses.
Can you give an example?
DeepMind's AlphaFold is a huge one. It predicted the 3D structure of over 200 million proteins.
200 million. What does that mean practically?
It's described as a quantum leap for biology. It gives scientists a map to develop new drugs, understand diseases better, even engineer custom proteins. It's game-changing.
Wow.
And this extends to other R&D areas too, developing new materials, climate modeling, even agriculture, like creating crops more resilient to climate change.
So if you connect all this innovation stuff together...
Yeah, the big picture, the common thread here, is AI moving from just being a support tool to being a core driver of innovation itself.
It's not just faster, it's enabling things that were impossible before.
Exactly. So the organizations that really embrace AI as a partner, not just a tool, they're the ones best set up to lead in the future.
Okay, so AI drives better customer experience, sparks innovation. What does all this mean for just staying competitive in this, fast-paced AI world?
Question.
The material seems to suggest that speed, being adaptable, having foresight, that's what gives you the edge now. And the early AI adopters, they're pulling ahead.
That's absolutely the case. Companies that jump on AI proactively are getting major strategic advantages.
How? What does that look like?
Well, they can process and act on data in real time. So faster reactions to market shifts, tailoring products or services more precisely, making their internal operations way more efficient.
Amazon comes to mind again. It's not just their recommendations, is it?
Not at all. Their logistics network is a masterpiece of AI. They use machine learning to forecast demand, figure out where to put inventory, automate delivery routes.
Oh, robotic warehouses?
Exactly. Robotic fulfillment centers. It all drastically cuts delivery times, keeps customers happy. These aren't just small efficiencies, they're core strategic advantages that let them scale and dominate.
And beyond Amazon?
You see companies using AI for dynamic pricing, changing prices based on demand in real time, or hyper-targeted advertising, really granular customer segmentation. It lets them adapt faster than competitors still stuck on older systems.
And prediction is a big part of this too, right? Forecasting.
Oh, essential. AI's predictive capabilities are crucial now. Machine learning models analyze historical sales, market trends, even things like weather patterns.
To predict what people will buy.
Yeah, and how much is needed, where it's needed. Think about big retailers like Walmart or Target.
What are they doing?
They use AI systems to forecast demand, right down to the individual item in each specific store.
That granular.
That granular, which means they can have just the right amount of stock, less overstocking, fewer times when something's sold out. That cuts costs and makes customers happier.
Makes sense. And prediction helps elsewhere too.
Definitely. Predictive maintenance is huge in manufacturing and logistics. AI predicts when a machine might fail before it happens, so you can fix it proactively and avoid costly downtime. It's all about using foresight.
Okay, another area mentioned is workforce optimization. How does AI fit in there?
It's interesting. AI can analyze performance data, spot patterns in productivity, maybe even detect early signs of employee burnout or disengagement.
Really? Detect burnout.
Based on patterns in communication or activity, yeah.
It allows companies to step in proactively, maybe adjust workloads, offer support, or provide targeted training.
And it can automate some HR tasks, too.
Absolutely. This raises an important point from the material. Companies are using AI to automate those low-value, repetitive tasks. Think payroll, scheduling, basic compliance stuff.
Freeing up HR people for more strategic work.
Exactly. Talent development, engagement, culture building. Plus, AI is increasingly used in hiring.
How? Screening resumes.
Matching candidates to roles, even conducting initial interviews with chatbots. It speeds up the hiring process significantly and can improve the quality of hires.
So it sounds like AI isn't necessarily about replacing people.
No, that's the key takeaway. It's a powerful enabler of human potential. Companies that get this balance right, using AI to augment their workforce, not replace it, are building teams that are more engaged, more resilient, more high-performing.
And that gives them a serious edge in attracting and keeping talent.
A huge edge, especially today. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the bottom line, the money side. Organizations are always pressured to do more with less. How is AI helping there? Is it just about cutting costs?
Well, cost cutting is definitely part of it, but the material shows it's more fundamental than that. AI isn't just trimming expenses. It's helping redesign business models and allocate capital way more strategically.
Okay, let's start with the cost reduction then. How does AI achieve that?
Primarily through automation that boosts both speed and accuracy. Think about integrating AI into operations finance, HR, IT, customer service, logistics. It streamlines repetitive workflows, gets rid of redundant steps, and cuts down on labor-intensive tasks.
Can you give an example? Like RPA?
Exactly. Robotic process automation, RPA, is a big one for tasks like processing invoices or managing insurance claims. Super repetitive, data-heavy stuff.
And the material had a specific example.
Yeah, a large telecom company. They brought in AI for identity verification and automating digital documents during customer onboarding.
And the result?
They cut onboarding cost by 70%. 70. Plus, customers got activated faster, which they loved, and it freed up human agents.
Wow, 70%.
And think about simple things, like AI chatbots handling common IT help desk questions. That alone saves hundreds of employee hours every year.
Okay, so automation cuts direct costs. What about scalability?
That's another huge financial benefit. Once you've developed an AI system, it can often scale up massively with very little extra cost.
Meaning it can handle more work without needing more people.
Exactly. It can process enormous amounts of data, handle tons of requests at the same time. Think about AI and fraud detection for financial services.
Monitoring transactions.
Millions of them, globally, in real time. There was an example of a global payment processor.
What do?
They used machine learning to get better at spotting fraud, specifically reducing the false positives, legitimate transactions flagged as risky.
That saved money.
Dropped their operational costs for compliance by 30%, while actually improving accuracy.
That scalability must also help businesses grow faster.
Absolutely. It lets them enter new markets or expand what they offer without needing a proportional increase in staff or buildings or equipment. It drives cost efficiency and global agility.
Okay, so lower operational costs, better scalability. What about using AI for smarter spending? Investment decisions.
Yeah, CFOs and investment managers are increasingly turning to AI for that too. Not just tracking where money went, but making smarter choices about where it should go.
How does AI help with that?
AI tools can simulate different economic scenarios, analyze past performance in detail, and pick up on subtle market signals that humans might miss. It helps assess risk and optimize how capital is allocated.
So like hedge funds using AI.
Precisely. Hedge funds, investment firms. They use AI to analyze global news, gauge investor sentiment, even look at alternative data like satellite images or social media trends.
To honest their investments quickly.
In real time, yeah. to improve returns and reduce risk. And even for internal planning, AI-driven software helps with scenario analysis for budgeting and long-term forecasting. It's really striking, isn't it? How AI manages to both cut costs and improve outcomes at the same time.
A dual benefit.
Yeah, and not many technologies can deliver that kind of dual benefit at scale. The material really emphasizes this as key for building businesses that are resilient and ready for the future.
Okay, but we can't talk about all this power without talking about responsibility, right? Ethics, regulations, social impact. As AI gets woven into everything, these issues become critical.
Absolutely critical. And the first thing to understand, which the material makes very clear, is that AI systems aren't automatically fair.
Because they learn from data, and data can have biases.
Exactly. If the training data reflects existing societal biases around race, gender, whatever the AI can learn, and even amplify those biases, this can lead to unfair outcomes in really important areas.
Like hiring or loan applications.
Hiring, lending, even law enforcement. It's a major professional challenge. Developing AI ethically requires real transparency, methods to explain why the AI made a decision, and constant audits.
And this isn't just an ethical issue, it's a business risk too.
Huge risk.
Yeah.
Biased AI decisions can lead to breaking regulations, lawsuits, and serious damage to a company's reputation. That's why you need diverse teams working on this. Ethicists, data scientists, people who understand the specific area where the AI is being used.
Okay, bias is one major issue. What about data privacy? AI needs lots of data, often personal data.
Massive challenge there too. AI's appetite for data, especially personal and sensitive data, creates significant privacy risk.
And regulations are catching up. GDPR, CCPA.
Yes, compliance with global rules like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, and the upcoming EU AI Act. It's not optional anymore. It's fundamental to using AI responsibly.
So what do companies need to do?
They need strong AI governance frameworks. Things like ethical review boards, clear data privacy rules, being transparent about how data is used, getting proper consent, and seriously regular cybersecurity training for all employees.
Okay, bias, privacy. What about jobs? The fear that AI will automate everyone out of work.
It's a valid concern, and AI is automating tasks. But the material also points out something important from history. Technological revolutions tend to create new kinds of jobs, even as they displace old ones.
Like what kind of new jobs related to AI?
We're seeing rapid growth in roles like AI ethics specialists, algorithm auditors, people who design how humans and AI interact smoothly, prompt engineers.
Prompt engineers, people who write instructions for AI.
Exactly, and AI project managers. These roles didn't really exist a few years ago.
So the focus should be on adapting.
This raises an important question from the material. Yes, adapting. The strategic response is really about lifelong learning becoming normal within companies, supporting upskilling programs, helping people move internally to new roles, getting certifications.
Helping employees transition into roles where they work with AI, higher value roles.
Precisely. It boils down to guiding AI's development with human values first. It's not just about what AI can do, but how we steer it. That needs critical thinking, active engagement from professionals like you, listening now, to balance that innovation with responsibility.
That's a great perspective. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground theory and examples, but to make it even more practical, the material also shared some fantastic insights from industry leaders.
Ah, yes, the webinar takeaways. Really valuable boots-on-the-ground wisdom.
Yeah, tangible advice on getting ready for this AI future. One point that stood out was from Shilidze Mudau, who heads up AI labs at Liberty. He talked about the difference between AI and machine learning.
Right, that's a common point of confusion.
He clarified, AI is broader, mimicking human thought, while machine learning is specifically about using data to make better decisions. His big point was, you need skilled people, and you need to apply AI to problems that actually matter.
Yeah, avoid just using tech for tech's sake. Solve a real problem. That's crucial.
So important. Then there was a good discussion with Facundo Tiers, the CIO for Standard Bank Group, and Ruan Shute, an innovation specialist at Liberty. They pushed back on a common myth.
That AI is always right.
Exactly. They stressed that AI doesn't always produce accurate results. You absolutely need human oversight. Ruan specifically mentioned critical thinking and empathy as key skills for the future.
Skills that complement AI rather than compete with it.
Precisely. And Shilidze also talked about finding the right use cases for AI. He mentioned fraud detection as a growing area.
But also warned about new risks, like AI-generated deepfakes being used for fraud.
Right, a double-edged sword there. Another big theme was data privacy and security again.
Yes, both Facundo and Shalizzi really hammered this home. The risks of just uploading sensitive company data into public AI systems without thinking.
They said be extremely cautious.
Extremely cautious. And stressed again how vital ongoing employee training on cybersecurity is. AI opens new doors, but also new vulnerabilities.
It seems like all these leaders, their insights kind of circle back to the same core ideas, don't they?
They really do. What's fascinating is how it all reinforces that need for responsible adoption, careful oversight, and constant learning and upskilling.
Yeah, the overall message seems clear. Getting ready for this future means getting the right talent, having strong ethical guidelines, and building a culture that can adapt. That's how you unlock AI's real potential.
Well said.
So we've really unpacked a lot today, how AI isn't just some tech upgrade, it's a fundamental strategic shift. It's changing customer experience, driving innovation, shaking up competition, redoing cost structures.
It touches everything. So what does this all mean for you, the listener, taking this all in? The material makes it incredibly clear. AI isn't going to replace professionals wholesale, but it will amplify the abilities of those who learn how to use it effectively, wisely. Think across fields, marketing, medicine, finance, education. AI is becoming the co-pilot.
The co-pilot for high-impact decisions still led by humans.
Exactly. Human-led decision-making augmented by AI.
So the challenge for all of us now isn't really if we'll use AI, it's happening. The question is how well we shape it.
How we ensure it serves people, aligns with purpose, drives genuine progress.
And it feels like everyone has a role to play here, regardless of your job title or how senior you are. Championing ethical use, boosting AI literacy in your teams, just staying curious and open to trying things out.
Couldn't agree more.
So, a final thought to leave you with. The future isn't waiting politely down the road. It's here, now, and it's intelligent. Maybe ask yourself this. What's one area in your own professional life where you could start thinking about AI as your co-pilot? Not as a threat, but as an enabler.